Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So, moving along here, the next argument that you are going to hear come up time and time again is that, simply put, there isn't really any evidence for God's existence. Now, look, there are so many signs that we could sit here for hours and hours and hours. So you begin to realize that it's not that they don't see any signs. It stems from a place of arrogance and their inability to recognize the signs. SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah in Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22, verse 46, with respect to the people who reject Islam, they do so not because their eyes are blind, but because their hearts are blind. And SubhanAllah, this firstly points to the teleological proof, or the watchmaker's argument that has been used by philosophers for a very long time. The premise is that a watch has so many cogs and different parts working together in unison without fault that you can't just say that this watch came into existence. No, there was a watchmaker who designed it. Now, in nature, we see that we have the carbon cycle, hydrogen cycle, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, the cycle of life, decomposition. We breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide, and the trees do the opposite. In Surah Al-Mulk, chapter 67, verses 3 to 4, do you see flaw in nature? Everything has purpose. Next, there is the fine-tuned universe argument where if you look at creation, there are too many factors at play with respect to biology, chemistry, etc. that don't make any sense where they come from. For example, you have Avogadro's number, the Fibonacci golden ratio, pi. No one can explain where these numbers come from, and yet they are integral to our belief in the physical sciences as we know it. Stephen Hawking, even as militant against religion as he was, said the laws of science, as we know them, contain many fundamental numbers, like the size of the electric charge of an electron, exist in such a way that the values of those numbers seem to have been very finely adjusted to make possible the development of life. The list goes on. In an absence of Allah, then why do we have a conscience? Why do we always seek out existential purpose? How come we can recognize beauty? That's why the existence of Allah SWT not being apparent is not due to lack of evidence, it's due to lack of recognition and an appearance of ignorance.